Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of albums that are 30 years old in 2022. It is day 30. Last 2 days we've got here in the month of March, and this particular album here, as we look back on 1992, released June 30th of that year for the IRS label Reprise in the US and Canada, produced by Mr. Mac himself, Reinhold Mack. I'm talking about the 16th studio album from Black Sabbath, Dehumanizer. Yeah, you knew this was coming, folks, right? Huge fan of Black Sabbath. Big fan of this album. Big fan of this particular lineup. So this is the first time in about a decade that we saw the reunion of Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, Ronnie James Dio, and Vinny Appice getting together once again to do another album, their follow-up to the Mob Rules. All those years later, in between, we saw Ian Gillan and Glenn Hughes and Tony Martin doing albums with the Sabbaths, but they come back here with the Fantastic Foursome for just the one album at the time. They did an album, did the tour, and then, well, it kind of fizzled once again. Dio went back to playing with his side band, and, Tony and company decided to bring Mr. Martin back into the fold once again before reuniting with Ozzy and then reuniting with Dio again and Vinny again. So it's this whole kind of like revolving door thing going on with Sabbath at the time. But a really good album. Originally the album was to feature Cozy Powell on drums, who was playing with Black Sabbath at the time for a number of years, but he got some sort of injury or something. I think that there was also an unwillingness between Ronnie and Cozy to work together. Apparently, they hadn't really gotten along too well back in the latter Rainbow days. But regardless, we got the foursome back together once again. Tracks here: Computer God, After All, The Dead, TV Crimes, Letters from Earth, Master of Insanity, Time Machine, Sins of the Father, Too Late, the terrific I, which for my money is the best song on the album. No questions asked. Buried Alive, but some good tracks on here. Is this Heaven and Hell or Mob Rules? Not quite. Pretty damn good. Really heavy, too. Easily, for my money, the heaviest of the three. But sometimes, heavy doesn't always mean best, right? In some cases it does. Not always. Not here. Computer God is great. After All is pretty catchy. TV Crimes, Bulldozing. Letters from Earth is a really good song. I like that quite a bit. Master of Insanity is big and doomy. I'm not a big fan of Time Machine. That's like the one song on this album I really don't dig too much. Sins of the Father is great. Too Late, like I said, I is just absolutely sledgehammer, brutal Black Sabbath. Love it. Man, so good. And Buried Alive, also big, doomy, heavy. Love it. 52 minutes long. It's all it really needs to be. There are the guys in the band right in the back there. It's just, I remember at the time it was just really great to see them back together again, but then all the old wounds started resurfacing, and it wasn't to last, but thankfully as they got older, before we lost Ronnie, the guys were able to kind of rekindle the old friendships and the old magic and go out and do a couple of tours, do another studio album as Heaven and Hell, and apparently we're very happy with all of that. And then Ronnie got sick and we lost him, but just a great album, and I love going back to this. It's funny how heavy this album is, and I think the heaviness of this album also influenced the heaviness of Ronnie's solo stuff that came right after it, because we saw Ronnie James Dio and the band doing probably some of their heaviest material of their career in the wake of this album, whereas Black Sabbath went back working with Tony Martin and, like we said, blah 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 blah. Anyway, Dehumanizer is my pick today for day 30. I've seen it come up on a lot of your lists overall throughout the course of the month, so you knew it was coming for me, right? So, but stay tuned tomorrow, because we've got my day 31 pick, which is my number one pick of the month, my favorite album from 1992. And I might just have someone special helping me out on that particular one. So, but you'll have to stay tuned tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for that. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Thanks for watching. I am Pete Pardo. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the finale of albums that are 30 years old in 2022. And you'll also get a bonus episode of the honorable mentions, as always. So thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.